everyone, and welcome to another episode of Armchaair Pundits. My name is Morocco. As you all know, the World Cup is in full gear and we have all the action from all the games that took place over the weekend. My Armchair Pundits, to help me review and just look at some of the games that happened, are David and Bolu. David and Bolu, thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you.
Well, David, I'm just going to get your take on what you thought of the opening game of the World Cup. It was a bit underwhelming, even though we had 5 goals, but what did you think of it?
Kudos to Saudi Arabia, they didn't concede more than 5. I thought that it would be like 7, but I think personally that a 48 nation World Cup will not work. 32 is okay, we can't have more Saudi Arabians in the World Cup.
No, but speaking of that, Bolu, what did you think? Do you think teams like Saudi Arabia should even be in the World Cup? Should they have like some sort of qualifying like we do for the Champions League, where we eliminate the weaker teams, as we say?
No matter what happens, it still boils down to the likes of Europe. They have much more. They have more than enough teams to compete at the World Cup. It means if you eliminate the likes of Saudi Arabia, more teams from Europe will still come in. And it means it's almost a World Cup based on Europe. Other African teams are there that could join in. Some other teams are still there in the CONCACAF. Look at the United States. They are not at this Mondial.
Chile.
Yeah, so it means everywhere there are loads of teams to come from, just that they have a weaker side.
Well, in that same group, of course, we had the game of Egypt and Uruguay. Quite sad for Egypt. They conceded an 89-minute goal. I mean, David, what more could you say about that?
The coach could have put in Salah for the last few minutes. 10 minutes, give him, let him at least get the feel of the game. And it would have boosted their morale, of course. It was sad seeing Egypt lose. Very sad.
Have they made it too difficult for themselves to leave that group now?
I thought Salah, like he said, would have a run in. I didn't expect him to start. I love what the manager did. But I guess the injury affected a little bit. But they were in for the draw. It was a silly mistake from the defender. Let the ball roll through. Either you get a corner kick or a throw in. But that foul meant they needed a senior man to control, and that's what they missed. I felt hurt for them. I thought they could get a draw. But with the Mohamed Salah, I think they still have a very good chance. Russia were not convincing in the first game. Saudi were just there for the taking. So I think Egypt will do enough to defeat both Russia and Saudi Arabia.
Speaking of another African team, Morocco versus Iran. So sad of Morocco. I mean, they are so good defensively. It's only their own player that can score against them.
I think it's similar to what happened to Egypt. The same way, almost the same position, just the opposite direction. They had enough chances, they didn't take their chances. Right from the get-go, they were on Iran all through. But look at what happened. Towards the dead of the game, he committed a silly, meaningless foul.
95th minute.
Setting up on a cross and on goal. So I think both Egypt and Morocco especially will have to learn from this. They have the more difficult task at hand. If either of Spain or Portugal had won their game, probably they will have hope. But now both teams play a draw. The easiest team in the group, they lost to them. So I think if there's any African team among both of them that have a chance, it's Egypt. I'm not sure Morocco can do anything.
But speaking of that group, what a match that was. Portugal, Spain. I mean, do we even need to speak more? Ronaldo. I mean, when you talk of 5 Ballon d'Ors, this is what happens. This is what he produces. Unbelievable.
You have the whole Portuguese team. I don't know what you were trying to do. Everybody's probably dragging their feet. Ronaldo steps up again and again and then again with a free kick. I was so certain he was not going to score. I was so certain Ronaldo would not score.
The last show we were talking about it that Portugal's weakness is their aging defense. Did that come to light against Spain, really? Because what happened, we don't know. That they conceded 3 goals. It's just Ronaldo keeps dragging them from the mud, literally every single time.
Their defense didn't have too much fault as far as I could see. Costa's goal could have been given as a foul if VAR had decided to do what VAR was supposed to do. But their defense was cool, really cool. They did well against, everybody thought that Spain was going to do a lot more than they did. They had to score from an outside shot, and then it wasn't what we expected, really. Their defense was very solid, but maybe their midfield and then every other person in the team, really, apart from Ronaldo, did not show up as they were supposed to show up.
You know, speaking of Spain, they had to replace their manager 2 days before the game against Portugal. Did that come into play? That affects them at all?
A friend of mine said something prior to the game that for a team like Spain, you don't even need any manager. Really. The only thing I think a manager would do to a team like Spain is advise them. Those guys are good. But the only thing I saw that was the difference between Hierro and Lopetegui was Lopetegui goes for Iago Aspas or Rodrigo front because of their pace. I thought while playing Diego Costa, who has not started in a while, but Diego Costa is a beast. Man, lots of complaints. I also thought the first goal was a foul, but how many attackers would go for that? He does not normally. Pepe, you know you are in for it, but he stood his ground with Pepe man on man. That's one thing I like about Diego Costa. I tell people, Costa is not the world-class striker, but when there's a Diego Costa on the field, you know as a defender, you are in trouble for all 90 minutes, and he showed exactly why Hero went for him, and he did not disappoint at all.
Are Portugal contenders?
I think Portugal is one of those that may spring up a surprise for anybody. I think Portugal will qualify, and if they go to anybody in Group A, I think they will win. So let's see what happens if they get to the quarterfinals.
David, do you think Portugal?
I don't think Portugal is a contender for the World Cup. Well, I think they are going to do well. They are European, so they have a way to do well. But I can't classify them as that. They depend too much on Ronaldo. The team is too dependent on Ronaldo, and you can't ask that from him consistently every game. Somebody else has got to turn up, but there's nobody else that's going to turn up. So I don't see them going very far.
This is a theme that we've seen throughout this World Cup. The teams that we thought were going to come full attack, give us all the goals, have failed. They've not even given us a little bit of what we thought they would. E.g., France. What happened to the French against Australia?
The thing about France is they have a very young squad. Everybody attacking, defending, and that could be their undoing. Their left back, Lucas Hernandez, he just got into limelight. Don't forget his younger brother, Real Madrid. Up front, Mbappe is a teenager. Ousmane Dembele was injured almost throughout the season. He's 21, I guess.
But their club form has been fantastic. Why are they not giving us that same form for the national team?
That's where experience comes in. Sometimes I wish Dimitri Payet was part of this squad. His experience, his guile, his skills would definitely have been a good key factor for them in this squad. Yes, Griezmann is all that, but Griezmann can't do it alone. If you check later on, the coach had to bring in an Olivier Giroud, where Arsenal fans used to criticize almost every week. I think experience could be their undoing at this World Cup. France have about 3-4 separate teams that on paper are very good, but as a team, I think that's where they have issues. Technology won the game for them.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, they could have probably lost that game or go for a draw. So I think the experience is the key factor.
I mean, David, Australia made it really difficult for them. A lot more difficult than a lot of people would have thought. Like Bolu said, technology won the game for them.
Technology won the game for them, really. I think that France lacks a lot more than just the fact that they have young players. They do not have a leader figure. They do not have anybody to push the team any direction really on the pitch. Everybody is a star, sort of, but they do not have a leader. Teams that win the World Cup have leaders. It's the reason why they could not win the Euro against Portugal, a very poor Portugal side throughout the tournament. They do not have a leader. They have good players, Griezmann, you have Pogba, but you do not have a leader to push the team forward. Pogba is not a leader. Neither is Griezmann, and the other boys are just small young boys. They are doing well really, but they need somebody to drive the team.
And in the group of death, we have Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, Super Eagles. Now, this was a match that a lot of people thought Argentina would just walk away and take their points and go, but man, Iceland did not even let them breathe, nothing. Argentina, Iceland 1-1. Who saw that coming?
I think I did. My prediction for this group was Croatia would definitely qualify top of the group. Then the second should probably be either Iceland or Nigeria. From what I've seen in
Argentina will not be that.
From what I've seen in Argentina all through qualifiers, even till now, just like Portugal, just that Ronaldo has a few, let's say Bernardo Silva is coming in with good form, João Mario, same for almost every other player in Portugal, they are coming into the tournament with good form. But check out Argentina, they struggle a lot when Messi is completely dead. They have too much stars. And that's their problem. The manager came out and said he cannot play Dybala and Messi together. Who does that? Those guys are great enough to play upfront together. So I think they have formation problem. Who would start? They have too many stars going forward. Let's come to the middle. Eva Banega is very good, but not the kind of central midfielder you would depend on alone. That's why I think Croatia may give them lots of worries. A Modric, Rakitic, if they bring in Bogdanovic again with Kovacic in the middle, that's why I think Argentina will have a problem. Defensively, they are more like weaker than Nigeria. Their defenders are just one name. Mascherano is old. He does not even get to Barcelona still.
What about Otamendi?
Otamendi is just the Pep factor. The Otamendi we've known for years is just there. Marcos Rojo, I don't know what to say about it. So I think Argentina in their next game will have a problem. Look at the game against Iceland. Iceland is not a skillful team, Iceland is not a so tactical team,
But
but
they were
one thing they can compact. They know
My
that's the
God.
word. They are very, very effective. They know
Discipline.
what they move together in batch. They come together in batch.
Exactly.
And that way,
Like a battle.
The entire team formed a defensive wall. They just did it so good.
I think the Viking is not just a name.
Wow.
The Viking is exactly what Iceland is. And a team like that, I think Nigeria can do almost the same thing. And we know what Croatia can do.
But are you saying Nigeria can play like Iceland?
Yes, we can. There's nothing Iceland did that was special.
Do you know, let's move on to Nigeria now that you said so. Nigeria, Croatia, all the hype and everything going into the competition, we lost 2-0. David, I need to know, what are your takes on that team? He has said we can play like Iceland. Is that possible?
I don't think that we have the resources to play like Iceland. We don't have the resources and we don't have the discipline to play like Iceland. We are not going to play like Iceland, regardless of what we try to do. The best that we can do is to be disorganized, which I think is the problem that we had in that game. We're not disorganized. Normally we're always disorganized. Things happen by accident. Moses gets a penalty. We get something done. But against Croatia, we were very organized. Very, very organized. We played, from what I saw, to the coach's idea of what he wanted to play. Now, my problem was, why did the coach want to play like this? We could have done better. We had the resources to do better. We could have attacked Croatia. We could have done something with the ball in midfield. But we didn't do anything with the ball. We left Croatia to play the ball. Probably showed them too much European respect, African idea, and respecting Europeans. We gave them too much liberty. They didn't have anything that we didn't have. I didn't think that their attack was not very good. True, they had Modric in midfield and then they had a good midfield by name. But the midfield did not really take control and take charge of the game like we expected before the game. But we did not do enough. Why we did not do enough, as far as I was concerned, was the coach's idea of how he wanted to play. In the second half, we
I'm
did
seeing
better.
Bolu shaking his head. I don't know what. Why are you shaking your head?
Prior to the game, Perisic said something that they will keep Nigeria from the wings, and that's exactly what they did. I was surprised 2 players did not start the game for them. It means they came up with the game plan. Many people have read lots of tweets, and there's nothing special about this Croatia, blah, blah, blah. They came for the assignment and they did it very well. I'm sure I could count how many passes Modric and Rakitic sent to the middle. All their passes were going to the wings. Then when they noticed the passes towards their right side, that was Nigeria's left, were not going forth. I think Brandon who stood his ground, they switched to Shehu, and immediately Perisic went through Shehu Abdullahi once and twice. All their passes were coming to the side. And I think it was a major assignment. Go through the wings, crossing the ball. If they're crossing 100 balls, I'm not sure we'll hit one. Our problem for years has always been attacking and defending set pieces. Many people have said the coach should have brought in Simeon Wanko to join up front. If he's there, there's nothing we would have done because no cross would have come into him. For me, Moses is not a crosser of the ball. He's not a crosser of the ball. Mikel is not a crosser of the ball. There was really nothing we could have done much more.
But going into this, everybody already knew that we didn't have crossers of the ball. Shouldn't now the coach have changed his tactics to now do games that don't involve crossing? I don't
think we needed to cross anything. We have the resources in midfield to play from the middle of the park. We could, of course, Moses could always do a few tricks and then get us a free kick or a penalty if it got to it. But we had enough resources. He was falling and rolling on the floor. Like, brother, please stand up. He's going to hinder our chances of getting free kicks. Because I don't trust Moses that he's falling, that is genuine. I think he was going to get a red card. He should have gotten several yellow cards that game. It was unnecessary. Regardless of the tactics of the Croatians, I thought that we made it work for them. We made everything work for them. If we had played what we were supposed to, if we had played really well, they wouldn't have had anything. Shehu Abdullahi is a weak link for us, as far as I'm concerned.
Before their goal, especially in the second half, it was all about the Super Eagles. I think where General made his
we were playing at the back, Bolu, at the back. I think we were passing Leon Balogun Ekong. I'm sure they had more touches than Mikel.
I think if Iwobi had continued that game, the only player I felt could take on anybody and still shoot very well was Iwobi. But the ball didn't get towards
Iwobi, thank you.
It was all about
Iwobi was totally misplaced. There is no way that.
But speaking of Iwobi, JJ Okocha even said after the game that we are playing all our players not in the right position. What's going on?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Behind the guy.
Iwobi plays for Arsenal when Ozil is not around. He creates. Iwobi is our best creator. We have nothing compared to Iwobi as far as creating in midfield is concerned. Why throw Iwobi in the wings when you are not Wenger? Iwobi does not do anything from the wings. He does very well from the middle. He knows how to run at players. He knows how to get key passes to the right places. We could do that with Iwobi. I don't know why we must play Mikel, quite honestly. But
why is Mikel? That's another question. Why is Mikel playing in number 10? His best form for Chelsea was as a defensive midfielder. Why are we not saying
his career has been as a defensive midfielder?
Nigerians are just watching the Super Eagles. If you check for years now, Mikel has been playing number 10 role. He played that role almost all through qualifiers. But me, I think if Mikel is dropping back, he shouldn't be at the DM because aside Mikel, all other midfielders we have played the same way. All of them
we have a table.
No, we have a table. Should not get to the field.
No, you should not get to the World Cup. I don't know why it's
they all play the same way. So that's what I think he pushes Mikel for. But I think Mikel should drop to central midfield.
No, I think
Mikel is too slow to play in DM.
But he did that for Chelsea conveniently, consistently. No, just like 3 years ago, he was still at Chelsea some years ago.
And he did not play that year. His final year at Chelsea didn't play.
But this is training. He was trained.
A very, very fast
Mikel was trained as a defensive midfielder by the great Mourinho.
Former great Mourinho.
Well, former great Mourinho, whatever you want to say. But this way he had his training, he could do that for us. Etebo is like our best midfield brain, quite honestly. Yeah, he has good control of the ball. He knows that. I think I was reading recently that he had the highest number of take-ons.
Yeah, he had 9 completed.
Minus just that game amongst all the teams that have played in the World Cup presently. So Etebo could do well for us in central midfield. If we must play Mikel, then let us play him behind.
Is there any hope for Nigeria to leaving this group?
Tactically, if we do the right things, we have the right resources to execute a good World Cup. If we do the right things.
There's hope, but everybody cannot play. I think that's where Benero is getting it wrong.
Yes.
Everybody cannot play. If you bench some players and you win, nobody will remember you bench some players. But if you go for your supposed best leg and you lose, we are gone. So I think the best option for us, I don't care what formation you play. You can still continue with the 4-3-3 formation, but some players just leave Iwobi in his. Iwobi can play the free role conveniently, but at the wings he was dead also. Some persons have even suggested Victor Moses should come to the right wing back. If that would be the solution, I don't mind whoever plays. Shewa Abdullahi should not get to play this World Cup again. Sarah is the far. I think the reason he didn't play was the knock he had. It was they didn't tell us who gave him an injury. It was hit in the nose. They had a broken nose. But I think there's hope for Nigeria. But the hope means we must not draw against Iceland. Talk less of losing.
Guys, let's take a pause, a quick break, and let's come back and do our last 2 games. For our most shocking result of the tournament, Germany, Mexico. I mean, in terms of how they played, it wasn't really shocking, but Mexico won 1-0. I mean, they could have scored 5 goals in essence. What happened to the defending champions? Is this the case of defending champions curse, where they keep losing their first game? I mean, this is not the Germany we expected.
Well, if you check, they play so well, but play so well does not win you football games. You need to penetrate more. And I don't know what Man Homos was looking for all through 90 minutes. I thought he went high ahead of even Timo Werner in the match. He was just running all through the check, but for the goal Mexico scored, or Mexico like they like to call themselves, I think it was the first touch pass from Chicharito that won them that goal. Was almost thinking he would control and turn, but he gave the first time toss, he just had to fall down. If he was in his position, probably they would have done better or stopped that ball. But many people were trying to blame Ozil. Ozil for me played the better game for Germany that match than he did for Arsenal almost the entire season.
Let's not talk about Ozil's Arsenal form. That's one oh God.
Check, it was Ozil that was dribbled before scoring the goal. It means he ran all the way backwards from his attacking position. Germany played so well, just that they could not penetrate.
Our final game for today is Brazil-Switzerland, the almighty Brazil. This was a case of 2 halves for Brazil. The first half they were dominating, they had an amazing goal from Felipe Coutinho. The second half is like they went to sleep. What happened to Brazil?
First off, I think we got the entertaining game we wanted, just that we didn't get the goals we wanted.
Yeah, to match the entertainment.
Like you said, it was a game of two halves. But Felipe Coutinho, I told the Barcelona fan that if Coutinho spends 3 seasons in Barcelona, Real Madrid will concede at least one of those goals.
I don't know if they underestimated Switzerland. I think that Switzerland was up to the task. I think they tried to play like they would normally play, but Switzerland was very, very much up to the task. I think they were very defensively compact, and I thought that their midfield too made a lot of sense. Although I think that their striker was slightly ineffective, but their midfield made a lot of sense. They kept Brazil at bay.
So let me just know your predictions. Give me your top 3 teams for this World Cup.
After these games, my top 3 teams,
yes, because we've seen now
Brazil, Germany and Spain. If there is a dark arts amongst the teams here, I think the dark arts could be Portugal, but I think I'll still stick with the 3 of them, Brazil, Germany and Spain.
In that order?
Yeah.
Well, England is going to be part of them. I don't know in what order. England is going to be part of them. I still expect a lot from Germany, and I think that Spain is going to still do very well. I think Europe has it.
So you don't even rate Portugal as...
No.
So
With all due respect,
I would enjoy a Portugal-Spain final.
I would enjoy
Portugal
and
that has
Argentina.
Ronaldo.
I think Portugal and Argentina will probably be the best thing we will see in world football.
The high
Finally come up this debate of Ronaldo. It will be
very interesting. It will be
Unfortunately, I won't qualify.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Pleasure. No.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been another great episode of Armchair Pundits. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share our videos as we'll be bringing you more videos throughout this World Cup period. Until next time.